Well, good morning. All members, please come to the floor. All members. Mr. Clerk, will you ring the bell? Good morning. All members, please come to the floor. We are going to have the roll call. All members present will please vote green to signify their presence in the chamber. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machines? Have all members voted themselves in? If so, Mr. Clerk, will you lock the machines? Doorkeepers, will you close the doors and keep them closed? As is our custom, we will begin our day with scripture reading and prayer by our chaplain, after which we will pledge allegiance to the flag of our country. Our chaplain this morning will be introduced by the gentleman from the 17th House District, Representative Martin Montahan. Representative Montahan.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And good morning, members. Y'all, today it is my honor to introduce Pastor Kevin Boy and his lovely wife, Dawn, today. Pastor Kevin Boy is an outreach pastor at Westridge Church in Dallas, where he has led the church's local and global outreach initiatives since 2018. That includes Hope for Christmas, a multi-church Christmas outreach program birthed at Westridge that supplies gifts and food to about 3,500 families and 10,000 children in the Northwest Georgia region every year at Christmas time. Y'all, it's an unbelievable endeavor and something that I had never seen, and I could not believe until I saw it when I went there. He also leads the church's special needs ministry, which recently opened a 10,000 square foot building constructed for the exclusive use of individuals with special needs, and its growing foster care ministry. And prior to becoming an ordained minister, joining his older brother, Brian, the founding pastor of Westridge, and his late father as Christian ministers, Kevin served for 25 years at the Georgia Hospital Association. Kevin is a great friend. He is a wonderful pastor. He is a man of our community and a man of faith. And I am so excited to welcome him here into the People's House.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. I wanted to first thank my dear friend and Representative Martin Momtahan for inviting me to briefly share with you and pray for you this morning. What an honor. It's not only a huge honor for me to stand at this podium under the Gold Dome, it's truly a full circle moment for me, having spent so many days here in my previous career advocating for Georgia hospitals, attending numerous committee meetings, and celebrating the great work that hospitals do throughout the state. I'm so proud and thankful for that time in my life, and I'm thrilled to be back under the Gold Dome after all these years, this time as a pastor. It truly is a surreal moment for me. Having been born in 1969, I remember the days when you had to wait for the local and national news to come on the television or radio to really find out what was happening in the world. If you wanted to get your sports score of your favorite team, you had to wait for the morning paper to hit your driveway. Do you remember those days? If that team played on the West Coast, well, you were out of luck. The game ended much too late for the morning print edition, and you had to find out the scores from a different source. You needed to find some real in-depth information on anything. You had to go to the public library. You remember those days? While the world, can we agree that the world has changed? Today, thanks to technology, it takes me about 5 seconds to go on my phone and look up something as random as who was the 1935 Best Actor winner in the Academy Awards. And thanks to the internet and now artificial intelligence, we can access an avalanche of information on any topic that you can think of instantaneously. But do you know what the amazing irony of this whole explosion of information is? As much information is now instantly available to all of us, what is the one thing that we seem to be missing more than ever? I would say it's the truth. Can we all agree that it seems that the truth is so much harder to ascertain these days? Here is how is it that we can see all of the same videos, look at the same pictures, and come to completely different conclusions on what actually happened? We all ask, is the video AI generated or modified? Was this pic photoshopped? Does the distributor of the video have a political agenda? So we have evolved into a culture that is desperately searching for the truth. And because we bought Satan's lies, that the truth is relative, and everyone has their own truth, we're living in a sea of confusion, which only leads to anger and bitterness and depression and anxiety and all the chaos that we see in our culture today. I am here to remind you, as a pastor, that despite what we're hearing in the media, there is an absolute truth that we can always depend on. In John 14:6, Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes through the Father except through me. In a world that is desperately searching for the truth, may I submit to you today that we've had access to it all along in Jesus and this God-inspired book called the Bible. Through this divinely inspired book, we have all we need to navigate this world in truth. Pastor Tony Evans defines the truth as the absolute objective standard of God's perspective on any given subject, which exists independently of human feelings, opinions, or consensus. In other words, the truth is not subjective. Our goal should be to align ourselves with God's perspective on all things because He is the only source of truth, not personal or cultural preferences. And when we reject God's truth, chaos ensues. And I think we can agree that we're seeing that in our culture today. I know some of you here don't believe that Jesus is the truth, the light, and the way. And my challenge to you is this: put aside any politics and investigate it for yourself by reading this book and making a more informed decision about Jesus. In John 8:31 through 32, Jesus told those who believed in him, "If you continue in my word, you really are my disciples. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." What a great promise that is. For those of you who identify as Christ followers, and I know there's a lot of you here today, I want to acknowledge this from my many years of experience here at the Capitol. It's extremely difficult to live out your faith here. I know that. And let's be honest, some of you have completely lost your way spiritually. In James 4, verses 7 through 8, James encourages believers to submit to God and surrender to him as your ultimate authority. In the next verse, he says, "Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you." But notice this: you need to make the first move. In these chaotic times when your constituents are drowning in information but starving for the truth, can we all agree that while your job here at the Capitol is so important, and we're so thankful for you, no political party or leader is going to solve our problems. No political party or leader has a monopoly on the truth. But Jesus is truth. His word is the guidebook for our lives. He is the only hope we have in this world. And when we finally start living our lives like God is telling the truth, only then will we be truly free. Thank you guys so much for your attention and this great honor to be here today. Let's pray. If you would stand and let's pray. God, thank you so much for this opportunity. Lord, I thank you for every man and woman who are here this morning, especially our elected officials who are doing the work that you've called them to do, Lord. What a huge responsibility, especially during these tumultuous times, Lord. I pray right now that we would walk in truth, the truth of your word, the truth of your promises, Lord. And I pray, God, that we would not put our faith in parties and leaders, Lord, but only in you, Lord. I pray for each one of our legislators, Lord, who are elected by the people of Georgia. I pray that you would just give them wisdom and discernment in all things, Lord, and I pray that they would proceed in everything that they do with the attitude of you, not I. Lord, I pray that you would put you first in all things, Lord. Thank you for this great state of Georgia and the incredible leaders that we have. We're so blessed to be in this state. And we just pray that you would just continue to prosper our people, Lord, and I pray that we, as a state, would put you first in all things. Thank you again for this incredible opportunity. We ask for blessings on this day and all the proceedings that are to follow. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job. Stay up here a minute. Doorkeepers, you may unlock the doors. Brother Kevin, thank you for those words. Thank you to Don and to both of you being here with us today. We most appreciate it. I appreciate your service in the community as well. Members, you may join Brother Kevin in the South Ante room in just a moment and give him your appreciation for being here. Members, our doctor of the day is Dr. Rana Muna. She is brought to us by Representative Tangi Hearing. Thank you, Representative. If you need the services of our physician, she'll be downstairs. Chairman Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, is recognized.
Good morning. There we go. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Information and Audits has read the journal of the previous legislative day, and we have found it to be correct.
Thanks for your diligence. Chairman Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day has been read and found to be correct. Is there any objection to dispense with the reading of the journal? Hearing none, the reading of the journal is dispensed with. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? Hearing none, the journal is confirmed. Mr. Clerk, will you read the resolution establishing the order of business for the day?
Representative Estration of the 104th moves following be established as the order of business under first part of the period of unanimous consents. Introduction of bills and resolutions, first reading and reference of House bills and resolutions, second reading of bills and resolutions, reports of standing committees, morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? Hearing none, the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions, the clerk will read.
House
Mr.
Bill
Clerk.
1181 by Representative Ballard of the 147th, Corbett of the 174th, Saints of the 180th, New of the 40th, Earhart of the 36th. Bill be titled, an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 3, Title 40 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to certificates of titles for motor vehicles.
Motor vehicles.
House Bill 1182 by Representative Rhodes of the 124th, Leverett of the 123rd, Redelia 6, Williams of the 148th, Corbett of the 174th. Bill be titled, an act to amend Article 3, Chapter 12 of Title 2 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to soil amendments.
Agriculture and Community Affairs.
House Bill 1183 by Representative Saints of the 180th, Bonner of the 73rd, Ballard of the 147th, Rice of the 139th, Burchett of the 176th, and others. Bill be titled, an act to amend Article 2, Chapter 7 of Title 48 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the imposition rate computation exemptions and credits for state income tax.
Ways and Means.
Bill 1184 by Representative Bonner of the 73rd, Thomas of the 21st, Cannon of the 172nd, and Ballard of the 147th. The bill be titled, Act to amend Part 1 of Article 1 of Chapter 2 of Title 38 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to state militia generally.
Defense and Veteran Affairs.
House Bill 1185 by Representative Estration of the 104th, Gamble of the 15th, Wade of the 9th, Seaball of the 34th, Gunner of the 8th, and others. Bill be titled, an act to amend Titles 14 and 15 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to corporations, partnerships, and associations.
Judiciary.
House Bill 1186 by Representative Stevens of the 164th, Gilliard of the 162nd, Hitchens of the 161st, Westbrook of the 163rd, and Jackson of the 165th. Bill be titled, an act to repeal an act creating the Garden City Area Convention and Visitors Bureau Authority.
Intergovernmental Coordination.
House Bill 1187 by Representative Hong of the 103rd, Gamble of the 15th, Seaball of the 34th, Wade of the 9th, Gunner of the 8th, and others. Bill be titled, an act to amend Article 8 of Chapter 11 of Title 9 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to provisional and final remedies.
Judiciary.
House Bill 1188 by Representative Sanchez of the 42nd, Washburn of the 144th, Fry of the 122nd, Lallier of the 59th, Oliver of the 84th, and others. Bill be entitled, an act to amend Part 2 of Article 15 to Chapter 1 of Title 10 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to the Fair Business Practices Act of 1975.
Judiciary. Mr. Clerk, will you suspend for a moment? Y'all know I will put a bill in the wrong committee when I can't hear the clerk. So thank you, members. Mr. Clerk.
House Bill 1189 by Representative Moore, the 91st Panitch of the 51st, Bell of the 75th, Baker of the 64th, and Sanchez of the 42nd. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 6 and Title 16 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to sexual offenses.
Judiciary non-civil.
House Bill 1190 by Representative Sanchez of the 42nd, Perry of the 56th, McQueen of the 61st, Westbrook of the 163rd, Cameron of the 1st, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 2 of Title 20 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to elementary and secondary education.
Education.
House Bill 1191 by Representative Osteen of the 169th, Bonner of the 73rd, Hitchens of the 161st, Corbett of the 174th, Cannon of the 172nd, and others. The bill be titled an act to amend Article 3, Chapter 2 of Title 40 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to prestige license plates.
Motor vehicles.
House Bill 1192 by Representative Taylor of the 173rd, Abstration of the 104th, Hughley of the 141st, Hatchett of the 155th, Stevens of the 164th, and others. The bill be titled an act to amend Title 49 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to public assistance.
Health.
House Bill 1193 by Representative Irvin of the 32nd, Burns of the 159th, Hatchett of the 155th, Dubnik of the 29th, Jones of the 47th, and others. The bill be titled an act to amend Title 20 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to education.
Education.
House Bill 1194 by Representative Leverett of the 123rd, Abstration of the 104th, Williamson of the 112th. The bill be titled an act to amend Code Section 33-124 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to insurance requirements.
Insurance.
House Bill 1195 by Representative Leverett of the 123rd, Mathiak of the 82nd, Gullett of the 19th, Camp of the 135th, Cooper of the 45th. Bill be titled an act to amend Article 7 of Chapter 50 of Title 43 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to telemedicine by veterinarians and veterinary technicians.
Agriculture and Consumer Affairs.
House Bill 1196 by Representative Stevens of the 18th, Miller of the 62nd, Hong of the 103rd, LaHood of the 175th, Fleming of the 114th, and others. Bill be titled an act to amend Code Section 16-7-21.2 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to criminal trespass.
Judiciary non-civil.
That completes first readers.
Second reading of bills and resolutions. Mr. Clerk, will you read?
House Bill 1163 by Representative Reeves of the 99th, Hawkins of the 27th, Newton of the 127th, Hatchett of the 155th, Owl of the 50th, and others, a bill relating to recovery and medical malpractice actions. House Bill 1164 by Representative Wade of the 9th, Hatchett of the 155th, Jones of the 47th, Irwin of the 32nd, Gamble of the 15th, and others, a bill relating to education. House Bill 1165 by Representative Scott of the 76th, Cameron of the 1st, Davis of the 87th, Schofield of the 63rd, and Taylor of the 92nd, a bill relating to the Department of Community Affairs. House Bill 1166 by Representative Herring of the 145th, Oliver of the 84th, Fry of the 122nd, Washburn of the 144th, Roberts of the 52nd, and others, a bill relating to zoning procedures as pertaining to counties and municipal corporations. House Bill 1167 by Representative Dawson of the 65th, Hawkins of the 27th, Green of the 154th, Kelly of the 16th, Glaze of the 67th, and others, a bill relating to holidays and observances and general provisions relative to the Department of Public Health. House Bill 1168 by Representative Huddleston of the 72nd, a bill to provide a homestead exemption from Heard County School District ad valorem taxes. House Bill 1169 by Representative Camp of the 135th and Mathiak of the 82nd, a bill to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the Probate Court of Spalding County. House Bill 1170 by Representative Camp of the 135th and Mathiak of the 82nd, a bill to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the State Court of Spalding County. House Bill 1171 by Representative Fry of the 122nd, Oliver of the 84th, Williams of the 37th, Gilliard of the 162nd, Glaze of the 67th, and others, a bill relating to general provisions regarding landlord and tenant. House Bill 1172 by Representative Camp of the 135th, Mathiak of the 82nd, a bill to authorize the assessment and collection of a technology fee by the Magistrate Court of Spalding County. House Bill 1173 by Representative Scott of the 76th, McLean of the 109th, Davis of the 87th, and Schofield of the 63rd, a bill relating to education, labor, and industrial relations, public officers, and employees. House Bill 1174 by Representative Draper of the 90th, Park of the 107th, Roberts of the 52nd, Crawford of the 89th, Oliver of the 84th, a bill relating to general provisions regarding labor and industrial relations. House Bill 1175 by Representative Neal of the 79th, a bill relating to theft. House Bill 1176 by Representative Cannon of the 172nd, Huddleston of the 72nd, Rhodes of the 124th, Dickey of the 134th, Stevens of the 164th. A bill relating to revenue and taxation. House Bill 1177 by Representative Williams of the 168th, Oliver of the 84th, Fry of the 122nd, Stevens of the 164th, Deloach of the 167th, and others. A bill relating to the development authorities. House Bill 1178 by Representative Horner of the 3rd, Tarvin of the 2nd, Persinger of the 119th, Scoggins of the 14th, and Ridley of the 6th, and others. A bill relating to general provisions regarding financial affairs. House Bill 1179 by Representative Stevens of the 164th, Green of the 154th, Townsend of the 179th, Bonner of the 73rd, Gamble of the 15th, and others. A bill relating to excise tax on rooms, lodging, and accommodations. House Bill 1180 by Representative Crowe of the 118th, Camp of the 135th, Reeves of the 99th, Washburn of the 144th, Paris of the 142nd. A bill relating to the Georgia Housing and Finance Authority. House Resolution 1201 by Representative Scott of the 76th, Davis of the 87th, Schofield of the 63rd. Resolution recognizing Ambassador Davisha L. Johnson as a Goodwill Ambassador for County and Municipal Economic Diplomacy. House Resolution 1202 by Representative Scott of the 76th, Davis of the 87th, Schofield of the 63rd. A resolution recognizing National Immunization Week 2026 and expressing its support for the goals of the Georgia Universal Vaccine Access Act. House Resolution 1203 by Representative Scott of the 76th, Davis of the 87th, Schofield of the 63rd, a resolution proposing amendment to the Constitution so as to provide that the General Assembly may by general law provide a trust fund for the purpose of providing no-cost access to certain vaccines for children 18 years of age and younger and seniors 60 years of age and older, and make all provisions regarding such fund. House Resolution 1204 by Representative Hawkins of the 27th, Newton of the 127th, Cooper of the 45th, Jaspers of the 11th, and Hughley of the 141st. Resolution recognizing the burden of lung cancer in the United States and the state of Georgia. House Resolution 1205 by Representative Berry of the 56th, Cannon of the 58th, Bell of the 75th, Hughley of the 141st, Williams of the 168th, and others. A resolution recognizing the Honorable Abel Mabel Thomas and dedicating an intersection in her honor. Senate Bill 382 by Senator Hofstetler of the 52nd, Albers of the 56th, Walker of the 3rd of the 20th, Anavarte of the 31st, Hatchett of the 50th, and others. A bill regarding ad valorem taxation of property. Senate Bill 420 by Senator Eccles of the 49th, Anderson of the 24th, Gooch of the 51st, Anavarte of the 31st, Still of the 48th, and others. A bill relating to license, permit, tag, and stamp fees. Through second readers.
Reports of standing committees. Mr. Clerk will read.
Representative Lynn Smith of the 70th District, Chairman of the Committee on Natural Resources and Environment, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Natural Resources and Environment has had under its consideration the following bills to the House and instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 956 do pass. House Bill 983 do pass. Is respectfully submitted, Representative Lynn Smith of the 70th District, Chairman. Representative Victor Anderson of the 10th District, Chairman of the Committee on Governmental Affairs, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Governmental Affairs has had under its consideration the following bills of the House. It's instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 1027 do pass. House Bill 1066 do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative Victor Anderson of the 10th District, Chairman. Representative Williams of the 148th District, Chairman of the Committee on Banks and Banking, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Banks and Banking has had under its consideration the following bill of the House and instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendation. House Bill 934 to pass by committee substitute. Respectfully submitted, Representative Williams of the 148th District, Chairman. Representative Werkheiser of the 157th District, Chairman of the Committee on Industry and Labor, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Industry and Labor has had under its consideration the following bill of the House. It has instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendation. House Bill 574 do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative Werkheiser of the 157th District, Chairman. Representative Jones of the 25th District, Chairman of the Committee on Technology and Infrastructure Innovation, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Technology and Infrastructure Innovation has had under its consideration the following bill of the House. It instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendation. House Bill 986 do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative Jones of the 25th District, Chairman. That completes the reports of the standing committees.
Members, we have a lot of guests in the house and in the gallery this morning, and we're going to recognize many of them in just a few minutes, but right now I need for all of you to return to your seats and cease conversation or have it in any room. You know how that works. We have a special invite resolution this morning. Thank you, members. Mr. Clerk, will you read House Resolution 1186?
House Resolution 1186 by Representatives Burchett of the 176th, Ridley the 6th, Hatchett of the 155th, Cox of the 28th, Reeves of the 99th, and others. A resolution recognizing and commending Andrew Jones upon his induction to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and for other purposes. Whereas Andrew Jones, born April 23, 1977, in Williamstad, Curacao, has consistently demonstrated extraordinary skill, leadership, and talent throughout his illustrious baseball career. And whereas by the age of 11, Jones was on a youth select baseball team that traveled to Japan to play internationally. And whereas Jones signed with the Atlanta Braves as a free agent at the age of 16, and played with Danville of the Appalachian League, the Gulf Coast League Braves, and Class A Macon. And whereas he made his Major League debut during the 1996 season with the Atlanta Braves, and whereas as the 1996 World Series, he became the youngest player ever to hit a home run in the postseason, and the second player ever to home run in his first 2 World Series at-bats. Whereas in honor of his legacy, his number 25 was retired by the Atlanta Braves on September 9, 2023. And whereas induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame is one of the highest honors a baseball player can receive, recognizing not only exceptional athletic achievements, but also a lasting impact on the sport. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives that the members of this body recognize and commend Andrew Jones upon his induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I'm going to recognize Representative Jason Ridley to speak to the resolution and introduce our guest.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's with a great honor, and just hearing the clerk read that, how great the country is. Where else could you do what he's done? And it's an honor for me, probably one of the biggest honors I've ever got to do, is introduce the world's greatest center fielder that played for the Atlanta Braves. Andrew's a great guy, one probably the nicest guys you'll ever meet. There's an old saying that says, be careful because you never want to meet your heroes. Well, those people apparently had the wrong heroes, because I got to meet mine, and he's one of the greatest guys, and it's an honor for him to be here, and we sure do appreciate it. And I want to turn it over to him now.
First of all, I want to say thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for giving me this honor to be here today. This is my first time being in here. This is amazing. It's just one of those things that you don't dream about being in the Hall of Fame. You just dream about playing in baseball, a sport that you wanted to play since you was a little kid, and get a chance to play it on a higher level and be consistent and play on a great team that Atlanta Braves got me the opportunity to play the sport that I love. I want to thank the Atlanta Braves. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to chase my dream, and now that I get the biggest honor to be elected into the Braves Hall of Fame, and have a day in the city that I grew up in and I never moved from since I was 19 years old. I made Atlanta my home, and I can say I'm an Atlantan because I live more here than I ever lived in Curacao. So I'm only born in Curacao, so I'll say I'm an Atlantan. So thank you very much for this great honor.
Members, I know y'all feel like I do. Our beloved Atlanta Braves have had a lot of great players, great individuals over the history of that club since they've been in Atlanta, but certainly in Milwaukee too. But I know of none that is any better at their position of center field, but also any better individual than this gentleman right to my right. So we want to congratulate you, Andrew, and wish you the best. We're glad you're a Georgian. It's a great day to be a Georgian, I can guarantee you that. And so we wish you the best, and thank you for taking time to come here. Thank you to the Braves, and thank you, Representative Ridley, for what you've done bringing this. And thank you, members, for honoring a very special Georgian, a very special player that will always be in the history of our beloved sport of baseball, but especially our Atlanta Braves. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Representative Barnes, are you on the floor? Representative Amati Barnes is going to be recognized for a 2-minute moment for Black History. And then we will begin our morning orders. We have a lot of friends here we're going to recognize. So I'm going to ask members to please give the member in the well your attention. Leader Hughley and Representative Franklin, y'all will be on deck to recognize our friends from Columbus and from down in Bullock County. Lady will suspend for a moment. Lady will suspend.
Oh my God, yo.
She will have up to 2 minutes to present her moment in Black history. So please give the member in the well your attention, please. And then we'll move on. There's a whole slew of y'all. I'm going to study how much time we have. I think if y'all We could be done by nightfall, something like that. That's a slew. Representative Barnes, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning. Oh, sorry. I'll be delivering our Black History speech today and enlightening you on a living legend. So today I rise in recognition of Dr. Jonetta Cole during Black History Month. Dr. Cole is a living legend, the kind that permeates entirely the entirety of America. Let me tell you about Dr. Jonetta Cole, sister president in 1987 of Spelman College. She made history by appointing Dr. Cole was the first Black president of Spelman College. While that title alone was, thank you, Mr. Speaker. While that title alone isn't just a milestone, it's about her rigorous intellect and unwavering belief in sisterhood that changed the landscape of American education. Under Dr. Cole's leadership, Spelman didn't just grow, it ascended. She launched the school's first campaign, raising an unprecedented $113 million. This wasn't just about the money, it was about proving that an HBCU for Black women was a blue chip investment. She showed her sisters that we are worthy of investment. She also oversaw Camille Olivia Hanks Cosby Academic Center and ensured Spelman is consistently and was consistently ranked as one of the best liberal art colleges in the country. Dr. Cole's impact rippled far beyond Spelman's gates. She was an anthropologist and dedicated her life to study African diaspora. I see that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and for allowing me to honor a living legend, Dr. Jonetta Cole, who is the first and longest standing president of Spelman College. Thank you. I yield the well.
Great school and a great American. Thanks for her contribution to Spelman and education. Thank you, Representative Barnes. Leader Hughley, is your folks are here? Leader Hughley is recognized for a morning order. And some other folks from Columbus.
The Columbus delegation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House. We have the honor of having with us our Columbus Youth Advisory Council. These young people represent schools all across Columbus, and they are the youth advisors to our city. So we'd like to ask them to stand, and you all greet them as they stand, and we welcome you all to the People's House.
Welcome, young people, to the People's House. Now, I'm going to let y'all follow the example of the minority leader. She did not have a time limit. The rest of you will. But I think you can do what she did. She recognized some very important folks from Columbus, so I hope you'll do the same. You're going to have less than a minute, like 45 seconds, to get to your business. But she did it in under 30 seconds. We appreciate your cooperation because we have some important business to do today in this chamber. Chair Lady Cooper. Then Representative Wade, you're on deck. Representative Carter, you'll be after Representative Wade. Chair Lady Cooper is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If you haven't already realized, we are covered up with dental hygienist students today, and they're here promoting good oral health, and they come from all over our state. So I, along with my fellow legislators, thank them for their dedication to helping keep our communities healthy and smiling. So if you see one of the students today, tell them welcome to the Capitol, and we thank them very much for all they do in promoting public health. Thank you.
Would y'all stand? I think some of y'all are in the gallery. Let's give them a warm welcome. Thank you all for what y'all do. You're very important to our overall health. Thank you. Representative Wade is recognized for morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, if you would join me in congratulating the Dawson County Youth Leadership and the Dawson County Chamber. Some of the members are here. Everybody give them a good warm house welcome. This is some of the best and brightest in our state, and I'm very proud to welcome them to the People's House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And these are the specific students that wanted to meet you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Welcome to the Dawson Youth Leadership Team. Awesome. Good to have y'all. Representative Carter, recognized for a morning order.
Of course, if you have run red, please join me. Today we have advocates here from the American Heart Association. We'll read this briefly. Nearly half of all women over the age of 20 are living with some form of cardiovascular disease. Yet most women remain unaware of their personal risk factors or the unique ways heart disease can present in women. Whereas women often experience heart attack symptoms that differ from men, such as shortness of breath, nausea, back or jaw pain, extreme fatigue, or dizziness, which can lead to delayed treatment and poor outcomes when these symptoms are not recognized. Significant disparities persist with Black, Hispanic, Latino, and Indigenous women facing higher rates of cardiovascular disease and barriers to prevention, diagnosis, and equitable access to care. Red light is on. Ladies, gentlemen from the American Heart Association, would you please stand? Let's welcome them to the People's House. Yes, thank you for the work that you guys are doing. And y'all just know that heart disease kills more women than all cancers combined. Before I leave, if you want your heart pen, stop by my desk. I yield a will.
Thank you, members. As coincidence would have it, Mandy Powers from Dawsonville is a cancer survivor, and she's here with Representative Wade Day. Mandy, thank you for the fight, and thank you for your success and good health.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Chairman Crow and Representatives Herring, Washburn, Dickey, all the Monroe County Leadership Group is here. All right. Give yourselves just a second for everyone to get down. It's not eating into your 45 seconds. Don't worry, Representative. Mr. Chairman, you'll be fine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
All right, we've got
Gentleman's
everybody here
recognized.
now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, honored to welcome a group from Monroe County today. We have members of the Leadership Monroe class, other members of the Chamber of Commerce, and several other leaders from throughout Monroe County and the city of Forsyth. We wanted to make them welcome. If they would please stand and be welcome to the People's House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Welcome to leadership. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for making the trip. Appreciate you recognizing. Come back anytime to the People's House. Representative Rua Rahman is recognized, and friends for a morning order. Representative Rahman.
Got a couple more, actually. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker. I had a couple more. Okay, there they are.
Oh, you do have friends. Yeah, I can sell. Just give them a second. They're
I thought you're my
They're
friend.
showing up. I could come down there too. Yeah.
You don't tell them. Sorry. Okay. Thank you.
The lady's recognized. Give the lady your attention, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I am beyond honored to recognize Hani Madhoun. Hani is the Senior Director of Philanthropy at UNRWA USA and the co-founder of the Gaza Soup Kitchen, a grassroots humanitarian effort providing daily meals to displaced families in Gaza. With deep roots in Gaza and years of experience in humanitarian fundraising and emergency response, Hani brings a people-centered approach to that work. Hani says, and he asked me to say this, is a proud and longtime fan of the Peach State and is honored to be here today in Georgia. For all of you here, next Saturday there's going to be a 5K, so we'd love for you to join us. You don't have to run, you can just walk. And as a quick point of personal privilege, I don't think this bio does Hani any justice. He has been tirelessly working to feed people in Gaza in the ongoing genocide, even as he navigated unending loss of his own family members. Our world is a better place because of people like him, and we welcome you to the People's House. So thank you, Hani. I know you're in the gallery, so you can stand along with, I believe Ghada's with you as well, but there he is back there. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for your work. Appreciate you being here with us. Representative Franklin and the Bullock County delegation. Y'all clear the aisles there. Representative Franklin, and I am one too, part of that Bullock County delegation. So Representative Franklin, Representative Parrish, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate it. I know that time is short, but I just want to let everybody know that we three, the Speaker, the Chairman, and myself, want to welcome Bullock leadership to the People's House today. If you could stand up, it's back there in the corner. So thank you so much for coming today, and it's a great day to have you all at the Capitol. Thank you very much.
Bullock County, Statesboro, Georgia, the home of Georgia Southern University. Thank y'all for being here as always. We appreciate you. Chair Lady Dempsey, she's studying. Representative Newton, Chairman Newton, you ready? No, you can hold for a minute. We're gonna let Dr. Newton go next. And Representative Miles. Oh, I'm sorry, we have a whole group here. Representative Newton, Representative Miles, I'm sorry, and Representative Jackson. We're gonna have, I think, is that everyone? Oh, and Representative Carlton Howard, there he is there. Representative Derek Jackson. Who else do we need? There he comes. Recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, we have a group from Burt County, the group Bridge, here today. They are a faith-based organization whose mission is building a bridge strong enough to carry our youth and young adults to success. The organization makes an impact both locally, nationally, and statewide. Their founders, Terry and Kenya F. Sullivan Cromley, are here, and also with them is Burt County Commissioner Vice Chair Terry Large Kelly. They also have a group of 40 students and supporters here, and we'd like for you to stand and be recognized. If you would, would you all stand and be recognized? Burt County Bridge Youth Organization. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield it well.
Welcome, Burke County. That's down in my neighborhood. Chair Lady Dempsey and friends.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is Community Service Boards Day at the State Capitol. I think we have some here with us if y'all would like to stand up a moment. Yay. Some are here. I know they're all over the Capitol. So for those of you who are not aware, they are permeating all throughout your district and nearby. There are 22 CSBs across Georgia with boards that serve from local members in your own community. They serve as a vital part of Georgia's public safety net, serving persons with serious mental illness, intellectual and developmental disabilities, or addictive diseases, especially those who have no insurance or limited means to pay for treatment, while also serving individuals with Medicaid, and when capacity allows, also those with other insurance. It is very fitting today that we thank them for the work they are doing and welcome you to your state capitol. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is up there.
We serve folks all over Georgia. Thanks for being here. Representative Schofield, recognized for and friends, recognized for a morning order.
You just stay here. Everybody come on. Come on. Yeah. All right, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House.
Today I rise to recognize Georgia Severe Weather Preparedness Week and National Weather Person Day, a reminder of simple truth. Preparedness saves lives, and trusted information turns uncertainty into action. In Georgia, severe weather is not theoretical. Tornadoes, floods, extreme heat, and powerful storms affect every part of our region, whether you're urban, rural, coastal, and inland. I begin by recognizing the dedicated professionals at the National Weather Service, and they work in close partnership with our local weather persons who are in the gallery today. Teams from WSB, Atlanta News First, Fox 5, WXIA, 11 Alive, CBS Atlanta, CNN. With those weather people, our national people that keep us going every day, stand up and let us love on you and welcome you. It's been a tough month, so we salute you. They'll join us in the ante room for some pictures. We've got the chief meteorologist here. Thank you guys for being at the People's House. We love you. Mr. Speaker, I yield the well. Meet you on 3.
Thank you for being here, and we appreciate your looking at the weather and giving us a heads up on what's in front of us. Thank y'all. Chair Lady Camp is recognized for a morning order, and Chair Lady.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise today to highlight the National Conference of State Legislators. NCSL is one of the few truly nonpartisan, bipartisan spaces where lawmakers can come together to share best practices, learn from one another, and tackle real-world practical issues with practical state-driven solutions, whether it's public safety, workforce development, healthcare, technology. NCSL provides research, policy expertise, and national network that strengthens us. And just as importantly, NCSL amplifies our voices in D.C., ensuring federal policies respect state authority and local needs. Simply put, NCSL makes us better legislators. Today we welcome Brian Thomas and Sydney Unlin from NCSL to our beautiful state capitol. Please, if you have a chance to meet with them today, take time and do so. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here. I'm going to ask y'all to come down to the South Ante room. Some members may want to greet you and have conversation, and certainly you will encourage them to participate in NCSL, and I encourage all of you as well. Great organization, great assets for us. And a great member of the board, too. Where did she go? Newest member of the board. She's over there. Chair Lady Camp. Representative Seaball and Chairman Hawkins, recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, colleagues. Joining us today in the gallery are members of the Georgia Society of Radiological Technologies. RadTechs, as they're well known as, provide essential diagnostic imaging services, including X-rays, CT scans, MRIs, and mammography, that help physicians diagnose injuries, illnesses, guide treatment, and save lives. RadTechs represent more than 11,800 registered imaging specialists who serve our communities and care for our patients across this great state of Georgia. Can I get all of my RadTechs to stand, and members, please help me welcome them to the People's House.
Members, let's pause for a second. A dear friend to many of us in this room and a great advocate for Georgians all over our state is former Representative Amy Carter. Amy, we love you, girl, and glad to see you. Representative Draper, recognized for a morning order. And some friends?
Yes,
all right.
some friends.
All right, you need someone to hold that. I could have done that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of the House,
We are deeply honored to stand before you to recognize February 5th, 2026 as Latino Day at the Capitol. Latino Day is about visibility, participation, and partnership. It is a reminder that more than 1 million Georgians of Latin American heritage are not only part of this state's story, but they're helping write its future every single day. Through their work in agriculture, healthcare, construction, hospitality, education, and small business, Latino families strengthen Georgia's economy and sustain communities across every region of our state. We are proud to recognize the contributions, resilience, and leadership of Georgia's Latino community, and for affirming that when Latinos thrive, Georgia thrives. If you're here for Latino Day at the Capitol, please stand and be recognized. Please come on down and take a photo with us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Come down to that South End from. We appreciate y'all being here, and we appreciate what our Latino community does for all Georgians. Thank you for being such an important part of our state in so many different ways. Okay, Representative Scott, Schofield, and Bell. Oh, and the Clayton delegation. Clayton delegation.
He's coming.
Clayton delegation, if you'll join the lady down front and give the lady your attention, please. The gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, we would like to welcome this morning those individuals from Leadership Clayton who have joined us. These are individuals who are professional, they're educated, and they are serving us by learning more about our community and also striving to engage in political activity so that they can better our county. So at this time, let us recognize those in the gallery who are here from Leadership Clayton. If you would, just stand.
Welcome our neighbors from Clayton. Thanks, Flournoy, Representative Flournoy.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. Glad to have y'all as usual. Chairman Carpenter is recognized for a morning order. Oh, yeah. Okay. We got some friends from up in North Georgia, Northwest Georgia.
All right, you know what day it is, baby. It's Dalton Day at the Capitol. Now, we need you to head on down to the freight depot tonight at 5 o'clock. Enjoy a few cocktails, a little food. Come get your rug. Just, I know we hear a lot about manufacturing and economic development in this state, and I just want to remind you, we've got a legacy industry up in Northwest Georgia that's been an economic driver for a really, really long time. And you hear Trump talk about bringing manufacturing back, and we've been here the whole time. So don't forget about us sometimes when you're thinking about the future. Forget about your old boys sometimes. So appreciate you very much. See you tonight.
Chairman Dickey recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and Chair Lady Camp and Mathiak, if they want to join me. We got a great group. I know we've had a lot of recognitions this morning, but we got a great group from Gordon State College in the gallery, and I want them to stand if they're still there. It's a wonderful college in Middle Georgia. It's a real cornerstone of higher education and quality academic instruction. A unit of the University of Georgia really is a vital entryway, wonderful institution in Middle Georgia, led by President Don Green, and just really grateful for the wonderful staff and faculty there. A huge economic generator there in Barnesville, Lamar County. And so on behalf of the House, thank y'all for being here. Thank you for what you do give them a warm welcome. There they are. Great group of students.
Representative Bell. No.
Where'd she get that? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And members of the House, today I rise to recognize Youth
Ben,
Bill.
just for a minute, let's make sure we know this is the Clayton delegation again?
Youth Bill.
Which one?
Youth Bill.
All right, let's do it. Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for recognizing me. And to the members of the House, today we rise to recognize Youth Bill, a nationally recognized education and workforce development program serving young adults from ages 16 to 24. Youth Bill participants are seated with us in the gallery today, and at this time, I will ask you to please stand and rise and be recognized. Youth Bill empowers young people with us seeking a second chance at education and a clear path for meaningful careers. This academic instruction, hands-on workforce training, leadership development, and community service. Youth Bill equips young adults with the skills and the confidence needed to succeed in today's economy. Youth Bill demonstrates that it is possible to invest in opportunity, mentorship, and potential of our youth. To the young people with us today, we are proud of your determination, your commitment, and building a brighter future. Thank you to Youth Bill and your continued dedication to empowering the next generation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well.
Chair Lady Mathiak. Recognized for a morning order and friends. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're recognizing cancer prevention. So anybody that is interested, please come up and get your picture with us. The Georgia Cancer Community, representing all the healthcare systems, are here today. And we had a special study committee this summer for cancer treatment for rural Georgia. And I'm very excited for some of the information that came out of that. So all that have survived cancer, it's because they had screenings early and were taken care of early. This is very near and dear to my heart. My best friend is fighting JAK2. Marcia, JAK2, be gone. Cancer, be gone. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. And welcome all of our friends. Representative Ballard and friends. I see some coming.
If Chairman Blackman wants to come up here.
Chairman Blackman, he was working a little business there. Now he's ready.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to recognize some guests that Chairman Blackman and I have here today. Saf Aslam and Luciano DeFino. They are from Georgia Tech. They're computer science students. And they have created an app that consolidates and synthesizes public data at the federal, state, and local levels to make it very simple for the public to find the issues that they care about. Several of you have met them this morning and have been impressed by the product that they have created. I'm going to take them to the anteroom in just a minute, and y'all can talk to them, and I know that you will enjoy meeting them and seeing their new app. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thanks, Representative Ballard. Representative Bazemore, you on your own this morning?
No.
Oh, you have some friends too?
I need all of my Fulton County people here, please.
Fulton County, front and center.
Fulton County.
The lady is recognized when her folks arrive.
Thank you, thank you. We got Fulton County. Okay, one more. I'm going to try to be quick, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. So, if you're not aware, Colleagues, today is Fulton County Day. I don't know how many of you may have seen the truck outside, but that is our behavioral health and mental health truck outside to service you. So please stop by and get some information. The mission, the Fulton County Department of Behavioral Health and Development Disabilities, as a community leader, facilitates the coordination of services through the Fulton County Behavioral Health Network, which expands accessibility to barrier-free, person-centered behavioral health services to all residents of Fulton County, regardless of their ability to pay. And will you please join them down in the south wing from 2 to 4. They will be there with information. Thank you so very much, and we acknowledge them for being here and everything they do.
Thank you, representatives. Members, I'm honored to recognize someone standing to my right, a very distinguished member of this House, Chairman Randy Nix. He's back here today. Let's make Randy welcome. Did a great job when he was here in this House. Chairman Nix also served as chaplain of the day on numerous occasions. We're going to have him back. Chairman Werkheiser, Hagan, Osteen, and Corbett representatives are recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, Hometown Health is here along with about 70 rural hospitals. And if you have a rural hospital in your area, you know how important it is. Angie's got a bill addressing in one area. I've got one. Lisa Hagan and I spent 2 days, 300 miles visiting 9 rural hospitals. Brutal trip, but it was very well worth it. But we've got to support our rural hospitals. We appreciate everything that Hometown Health has done. Chaz Cannon and myself actually serve on rural hospital boards. So thank you for your support. Thank you for them being here. Are they here? Yeah, they're not in the thing.
Yeah, welcome to our rural hospitals. It's what makes America great. A little diversity, great health care. Wow. That completes our morning orders. Outstanding. We're going to move on to the rules calendar. So members, if you get close to your seats, we're going to hear House Bill 985. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption of House Bill 985?
House Bill 985 by Representative Bonner, the 73rd. To be entitled an act to amend Part 3 of Article 2, Chapter 4, Title 38 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to Georgia veteran cemeteries so as revise the terms of eligibility for persons to be buried in Georgia veteran cemeteries. This bill having been referred to the Committee on Defense and Veteran Affairs, that committee recommends that this bill do pass.
Supported bill. Mr. Chairman, you are recognized to present House Bill 985. Chairman Bonner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. Last session, the House was gracious enough to pass House Bill 53, which increased the eligibility for certain members of our National Guard and Reserves to be buried in our state veteran cemeteries. It was certainly a great thing for our veterans throughout the state. This year, House Bill 985 clarifies some of that language, and by all accounts would be a very simple bill that addressed some simple issues. But there's more to the story of House Bill 985. Thanks to the work of Commissioner Patricia Ross of our Department of Veteran Services, they identified an additional group that is federally recognized to be buried in one of our state cemeteries. So if you would, bear with me for just a moment. I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story of this very specific group who will now have this benefit. As the Vietnam War raged in Southeast Asia during the 1960s and 70s, a separate United States-backed operation was also underway in neighboring Laos. Known as the Secret War, the CIA recruited tens of thousands of Hmong soldiers for covert operations. These secret fighters were known as Special Guerrilla Units, or SGUs. Their missions included scouting enemy movements, fighting on the front lines, rescuing downed American pilots, and protecting U.S. facilities in Laos. It is estimated that between 30 and 40,000 Hmong soldiers died during this secret war, with many more wounded. These brave fighters consistently fought against superior odds and inflicted countless damage to communist forces in Laos. As the war in Vietnam ended, so did this secret war. As U.S. forces left Southeast Asia, the Hmong people were left to fend for themselves and experienced persecution from the Laotian government. Many were able to escape to America, but it was not until 1994 that the secret war was officially acknowledged by our government, with the benefit of burial in a national cemetery to follow in 2018. It wasn't until 2000 that federal law allowed these members to become U.S. citizens. So the question could be asked, why is this important to you and me and the people of Georgia? Well, as former CI Director William Colby summed it up, the efforts of the Hmong Special Guerrilla Units saved more than 50,000 American lives in Southeast Asia. Friends, that is 50,000 fewer names to be engraved on the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C. That's more men like Chairman Hitchens, Representative Williams, and Representative Griffin being here today. Now, we are honored, Mr. Speaker, to have in the gallery some of these Hmong fighters. They are accompanied here today by Commissioner of our Department of Veteran Services, Tricia Ross, along with members of the Veterans of Foreign War that fought alongside these brave men and women. So if you would please stand and let us honor you. Thank you, colleagues, for allowing me to present the bill today. I certainly hope you will support 985, as this is the least we can do for these brave men and women. With that, Mr. Speaker, I'll stand for any questions.
Gentlemen, yield for a question. Representative Al Williams to your left is recognized for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this bill. Is it not true that it's never too late to do the right thing?
Absolutely. I appreciate the question.
Is it not further true that these gentlemen certainly are responsible for the saving of many lives during Vietnam? And I'm sure Colonel Hitchens and Colonel Griffin agrees with me that we're just glad we're able to stand here and recognize them.
Absolutely. Thank you for the question.
Gentleman has a couple more questions. Representative Tran is recognized for a question to your left in the back. Representative Tran.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for bringing this bill to the floor. Is it not true that there are around 5,000 Hmong living in Georgia?
Yes, that is correct.
One further question.
Yes.
Is it not true that the children of these heroes are important members of the Georgia community because they are now doctors, teachers, engineers, and law enforcement in this state?
Absolutely. As the Hmong people are a testament to grit, determination, hard work, and what can happen when they do the right thing. And I would point out, this is the only benefit that the VA provides for this community. So it's certainly, again, the least we can do here in Georgia.
Thank you.
Representative Lynn Smith up the center aisle is recognized for a question.
Thank you. Gentlemen, yield.
I do.
So I join with all the members of the House to thank you for this initiative. As the wife of a Vietnam vet, I doubly appreciate this effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Lady.
Representative Sandra Scott, to your right, is recognized for a
Thank you,
question.
Mr. Speaker. Do you yield?
I do.
I would just like to say thank you for bringing this bill forward. As the others had said, it's never too late to do the right thing. And I would just like to say thank you.
Well, thank you to my fellow veteran. It's veterans helping veterans, and I appreciate the committee for all their hard work.
Gentleman has no further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the will.
Gentleman has yielded the will. We have a speaker on the bill in favor of the bill, and that's Representative Patty Stinson. Representative Stinson is recognized to speak to the bill, House Bill 985.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise today in support of this measure and to offer a perspective shaped not only by my role as a state representative, but also by my 20 years of experience serving Georgia families as a funeral home owner. Often families come to me in moments of grief, and when the loved ones they are laying to rest is a veteran, that responsibility carries an even deeper weight. Our state veteran cemeteries are sacred grounds. They are places where Georgia expresses its gratitude, not in words, but in the final honors we extend to those who served. We all know that families does not always, we all know that life does not always fit neatly into statutory boxes. Records sometimes get lost, service histories are complicated. Families may not have every document in hand, especially when they are grieving. This bill allows the board to exercise compassion and common sense, ensuring that technicalities do not overshadow a lifetime of service. This bill also allows the Department of Veteran Services to set reasonable burial fees. As someone who works directly with families navigating funeral expenses, I know how important transparency and predictability are. This allows the department to align fees with federal allowances or set an appropriate amount based on operational needs. And while the revenue goes to the general fund, it still supports the state's ability to maintain these cemeteries with dignity they deserve. Colleagues, House Bill 985 is about people. It's about the widow who wants her husband's service honored even though one document is missing. It's about the family seeking clarity in the midst of loss. It's about ensuring that Georgia's veteran cemeteries remain a place of honor, a place of integrity, and a place of respect. As someone who has stood beside countless families at their most vulnerable moments, I can tell you this bill will help do exactly that. And with that, colleagues, I respectfully ask your favorable consideration for House Bill 985. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now yield the will.
Thank you, Representative. The lady has yielded the well. That completes our comments on House Bill 985. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? Hearing none, the previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? Hearing none, the report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machine? Have all members voted? All members voted. If so, Mr. Clerk, will you lock the machine on the passage of House Bill 985? The yeas are 173, the nays are 0. This bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. Gentlemen, I can't add to what we've just discussed here. But I can only say thank you for your service. Thank you for your dedication to your fellow man, and God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to House Bill 973?
House Bill 973 by Burns of the 159th, Jones of the 47th, Administration of the 104th, and Hatchett of the 155th, to be titled an act to amend an act making and providing appropriations for the state fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025, and ending June 30th, 2026, known as the General Appropriations Act. This bill having referred to the Committee on Appropriations. That committee recommends that this bill do pass by committee substitute.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Ladies and gentlemen of this House, the Chair resolves the House into a committee of the whole House for the purpose of considering House Bill 973, the Supplemental Appropriations Bill. The Chair appoints the gentleman of the 104th House District, Majority Leader Estration, as chairman to preside over the committee of the whole House. Leader Estration.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. The chair recognizes the gentleman from the 155th District, Chairman Hatchett, to present the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is the mic on? Anybody know if the mic's on? Can y'all hear it?
Your mic is on.
I didn't get as many laughs as I thought I might. Oh, well. So much for humor. Good morning. Since I've held this position as your appropriations chair, budget discussions have been dominated by our significant surplus. A variety of economic factors resulted in Georgia having a historically full bank account. We filled our revenue shortfall reserve in 2021, and we've had excess undesignated reserves on top of that. More recently, revenue collections have slowed to a more modest growth, and we've appropriated a large portion of these reserves already. That said, we continue to sit in a very fortunate position. I can't count the number of ways that have been suggested we spend this surplus, but I can tell you we've always acted conservatively and judiciously. We've always balanced giving money back to taxpayers with making needed investments in our state. We've never paid for ongoing expenses with one-time money, and we've always worked hard to maintain a structurally balanced budget. Those of you who've served in this House for some time may remember when the amended budget was a little sleepy affair with limited changes and adjustments. More recently, our amended budgets have been filled with activity as we find one-time uses for this surplus. Spending these funds in the amended budget ensures these projects are not added to our ongoing budget base, keeping our general appropriations clean. So as you all know, I have this crystal ball, and I foresee a future where the amended budget goes on a GLP-1, but for now, we still have some decisions and investments to make. House Bill 973, the amended fiscal year 2026 budget, is set by a revised revenue estimate of $42.3 billion. In addition to the revenue growth, the governor's revenue estimate for the amended FY26 budget includes $3.3 billion in undesignated surplus funds for a total revenue adjustment of $4.5 billion, or an 11.9% increase over the original FY26 budget. You all know that we in the General Assembly are responsible stewards of taxpayers' dollars. We spend wisely, and when there's extra, we give it back. Since 2021, we've given back $9.7 billion to taxpayers through rebates, tax cuts, and other measures. We'll continue that tradition by giving back even more money through this budget. While the governor's budget recommendation recognized funds to provide income tax rebates, our amended fiscal year 26 budget reallocates these funds to provide property tax relief for Georgia's homeowners, funding $850 million for the Homeowner Tax Relief Grant Program. This grant will reduce next year's tax bills for homeowners, and we will continue to work to eliminate property taxes on your home. We'll address income taxes through House Bill 1001, bringing our rate to 4.9%. Keeping Georgia one of the most affordable states to live and raise a family. Before I discuss some of the details in our line items, allow me to begin by highlighting some of the key investments we're making. Our budget has two statewide items that you'll see over and over nearly in every program. The first recurring item is a one-time salary supplement of $2,000 to full-time regular state employees and school personnel, including pre-K through 12 teachers, nurses, nutrition workers, custodians, and bus drivers. These supplements will help us retain essential staff and teachers. The second recurring item is related to the State Health Benefit Plan. SHBP currently has a healthy reserve fund balance, which the governor recognized in fiscal year 27 by reducing how much state agencies pay per employee per month for health coverage starting in July. Our fiscal year 26 budget passes these savings on to the state agencies a month earlier, starting in June, saving $21.5 million. Running a growing state is not cheap, and this budget spends over $300 million in workload adjustments, including K through 12, Medicaid, corrections health contracts, and DHS out-of-home care. These additions are largely associated with our growing population. Since 2024, we've used $4.1 billion in surplus revenues to fund capital projects with cash, saving taxpayers over $3 billion in debt payments. The House amended 26 budget also makes a significant $802 million cash investment in capital projects. In addition to funding most of the governor's recommended projects, the House budget also funds a few noteworthy additional projects. We provided $220 million for a private prison expansion. While the new Washington County facility will bring much needed safety upgrades to the correctional system, it does not add additional bed space, and we're projected to run out of bed space by 2029. This private prison expansion will provide us an additional 480 beds for a system that is rapidly approaching capacity. This expansion will give the state flexibility, and it can be accomplished quickly and affordably. The House's vision also provides $29.8 million to design, construct, and equip a building that will house the brand new College of Optometry at Georgia Southern University, filling a tremendous need for our state. Georgia has long sent aspiring optometrists to study in Alabama and Tennessee. In hindsight, we should have done this years ago. Nobody got it. Our budget also provides $27 million to begin design and construction of a new Georgia Regional Hospital to address mental health and forensic bed capacity in our state. We're projected to have 0 forensic beds by 2034, and this funding is a down payment on a hospital that will help address this need by adding 200 forensic beds and 100 mental health beds. These examples represent just a few of our priorities. Since you've now had time to read this budget in its entirety, I'll help you prepare for your test by highlighting a few items from each of our major policy areas. To help keep Georgia mobile, our budget makes several investments in transportation. I'm sure you've heard of the big ticket items like $1.7 billion for the I-75 Express Lane expansion, $200 million for the State Route 316 interchange conversions, and these important projects are in our budget. We also provide significant additional funds for all modes of transportation. We appropriate an additional $15 million for airport aid. These dollars have a significant federal match, and our airports keep economic development in our communities flying high. We've agreed to the governor's request of $250 million for local transportation infrastructure, and we're providing $85 million for rural bridge rehab and increasing $100 million for local road resurfacing projects. We've also committed $4.2 million in improvements to keep the trains chugging along our state-owned short line rail lines. To help keep Georgia educated, this budget continues to meet our obligations in K-12 and higher education, fully funding our formulas and projections for QBE, charter systems, promise and special needs scholarships, AP exams, dual enrollment, completion schools, and Hope scholarships and grants. We're taking care of our existing facilities with $88 million for major repair and rehab projects at USG and TCSG. And finally, we include $300 million to provide state matching funds for an endowment to provide needs-based scholarships. To help keep Georgia healthy, we're investing $4.8 million for a grant program aimed at establishing new rural medical and dental clinics. We funded $3 million for nursing home quality incentive payments at skilled nursing facilities and $17.8 million to provide graduate medical education expansion. We also provide funds for rural colorectal screenings, and we direct the Department of Public Health to develop a strategy to promote awareness and prevention measures for colorectal and prostate cancer. Our budget adds additional funds to out-of-home care. Our budget fully funds the deficit in DFACS, and we reinstate foster care supportive service contracts. To help ensure accountability in that system, we also provide $15 million for an integrated child welfare reporting system that will help enable early detection and speed up service. This system is up and running and already providing results in 6 counties in our state, so we want to make it statewide. To help keep Georgia safe, this budget makes several investments in the Department of Corrections. To improve our aging prison infrastructure, We provide more than $185 million for capital projects to make needed safety, security, and technology upgrades. We also provide additional funds for new correctional officer positions to improve our officer to inmate ratio, and we add significant funds to rising health, food, and farm costs. We've also included $4.5 million in one-time funds for domestic violence shelters and sexual assault centers for their operational and facility needs. To help keep Georgia growing, this budget provides $35 million to the Georgia Environmental Finance Authority to establish a state financing and assistance program for natural gas infrastructure needed for natural gas infrastructure improvements, and an additional $50 million in rural infrastructure needed for economic development. We also support the governor's recommendation of $50 million for the State Housing Trust Fund. These funds will help address homelessness through matching funds to local governments and nonprofits, and they bring with them an up to 4-to-1 match, maximizing the impact of our state dollars. To help take care of our state retirees, our budget includes $50 million for the Employees Retirement System of Georgia to strategically invest in increasing the funded ratio to improve the long-term financial viability of the pension system and support state retirees. These items are just some of the highlights of this $42.3 billion budget. We've turned this budget around just 3 weeks after it was initially introduced by our governor. A task that's not possible without the hard work and late nights from our subcommittee chairs and the staff of the House Budget and Research Office. Let's acknowledge how much work these people on this front row do for us. In fact, we've worked on this so hard, we have made the Senate's job much easier. They should be able to just agree and send it right back. Seriously, thank you to all the members of the committee and to those that work with us to get it done. I ask for your favorable consideration of HB 973. And with that, Mr. Chair, I'll be glad to take a few questions.
Chairman, do you yield for questions?
Yes.
Chair recognizes Representative Santos for a question.
Does the gentleman yield?
Yes.
Thank you for your hard work to everyone that was involved. Isn't it true that the $1.7 billion is going to relieve congestion in Henry County, Georgia? And we're all very excited about that.
I think we all hope and pray that that happens.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Berry for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and does the gentleman yield?
Yes.
Thank you again for your hard work on this budget. I see the increase of $200,000 for prostate cancer research for Clark Atlanta University and the great partnership that they do with the Georgia Medical College. What other specific investments are going to all of Georgia's 8 HBCUs in this budget?
So that's an additional funding for a grant that's already out there, so it would make the total of that research grant $500,000. And there are, HBCUs are included in, if they're getting other grants through other, nothing has changed there, I guess I'll say. And I don't know specifics, so I don't know that exact.
Well, thank you again. Okay. Obviously, there's a lot more we can do. I look forward to working with you on everything from HBCU security to Hope Scholarship for HBCUs. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Representative Burnow for a question.
Thank you. Does the gentleman yield?
Yes, ma'am.
I did ask you this earlier, but I want to make sure that we clarify that the money for the schools, you did say it was for custodians, but also for our maintenance departments. If you can check, make sure that.
I can verify that, but I'm pretty sure most any employees that are working in our school systems are receiving this. We've gone back and asked lots of questions about that. The nutrition workers had been asked earlier, and they are, as a group, it's over $28 million additional just for the nutrition workers.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, do you yield for further questions?
Yes, sir.
Chair recognizes Representative Campbell for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your hard work and for the entire staff. I asked this question earlier, but I am interested to know, does this budget include incremental funding for the Department of Early Care and Learning, specifically to expand CAPS funding? Because as we all know, right now, we only have funding to cover 15% of the eligible families.
So this particular budget does not include any increases for that, but all that usually takes place in the base budget, and it is so it will be in play in the 27 budget.
Mr. Chairman, you have no further questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your favorable consideration, and thank you.
As the chairman returns to his seat, I know we have a big football game this weekend, but I think it's safe to say the MVPs of the House of Representatives are the House Budget and Research Office led by Christine Kalaki. So thank you so much for all of your hard work. Chair recognizes Chairman Hatchett for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that the House Bill 973 do pass by committee substitute.
Chair recognizes Chairlady Dempsey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I rise to second the motion made by Chairman Hatchett to support this budget that is built with fidelity that each of us should be very proud to support.
Chairlady Dempsey has seconded the motion. At this time, we'll call the question on House Bill 973. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. The ayes have it, and House Bill 973 passes by committee substitute. The chair recognizes the gentleman from the 155th District, Chairman Hatchett.
Mr. Chair, as chairman of the Committee of the Whole House, you are instructed to report the action of the Committee of the Whole House to the House.
Chair recognizes Majority Leader Efstration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Committee of the Whole House has had under consideration House Bill 973 and has instructed me as its chairman to report the same back to the House with the recommendation that House Bill 973 do pass by committee substitute.
The report of the chairman of the Committee of the Whole House is received. The Committee of the Whole House has under consideration House Bill 973 and has reported the same back to the House with the recommendation that House Bill 973 do pass by committee substitute. The Committee of the Whole House is hereby dissolved. Is there any objection to the previous question being ordered? Hearing none, the previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to adopting the committee substitute? Hearing none, the committee substitute is adopted. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bill? Hearing none, the report of the committee is agreed to. Shall this bill now pass? All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no. And Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machine? Have all members voted? All members voted? If so, Mr. Clerk, will you lock the machine? On the passage of House Bill 973, the yeas are 167, the nays are 5. The bill, having received the requisite constitutional majority, is therefore passed. For what purposes Representative Chairman Hatchett, rise?
Mr. Speaker, I move that House Bill 973 be immediately transmitted to the Senate.
Chairman Hatchett moves that House Bill 973 be immediately transmitted to the Senate. Is there objection? Hearing none, it is so ordered. Congratulations, Mr. Chairman, staff, and members. Mr. Chairman, hard work pays off sometimes. Appreciate your work. Members, thank you for doing your jobs. That's a budget that moves this state forward in so many different ways and makes life better for Georgians. Thank you for your confidence in our appropriations staff and our committee and all members for your input into this most important document, the most important two documents that we passed during this session. One more to go. We have a motion that's going to be before us. For what purpose does Chairman Butch Parrish rise?
To make a motion, Mr. Speaker.
State your motion, sir.
I move that the rules be temporarily suspended so that a bill may be read for the first time and assigned to committee.
Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption?
Unnumbered House Bill by Representative Parrish, the 158th, and others to be entitled an act to amend Code Section 1562 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating the number of judges of superior courts so as to provide for a third judge of superior courts of the Middle Judicial Circuit.
On the gentleman's motion that the rules of the House be temporarily suspended so a bill can be read for the first time and assigned to committee, is there objection? Hearing none, judiciary. For what purpose does Chairman Carpenter rise?
To make a motion.
State your motion, sir.
I move that House Bill 1119 be moved from the Committee on Health to the Committee on Industry and Labor. Both Chairman Hawkins and Chairman Werkheiser agreed.
Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption?
House Bill number 1119 by Representative Carpenter the fourth and others to be entitled an act to amend Chapter 9 of Title 34 of the Official Code of Georgia Annotated relating to workers' compensation so as to provide for pharmacy care guidelines and pharmacy management.
On the gentleman's motion that House Bill 1119 be withdrawn from the Health Committee and recommitted to the Industry and Labor Committee, is there objection? Hearing none, it is so ordered. Okay, members, we're moving on to afternoon orders. You're going to have a couple of minutes for your afternoon orders. Chairman Dewey McClain, Representative Dewey McClain. How about Chairman Saines? Is he ready? And Representative Holly, you'll be, well, there comes Representative McClain. He'll be next. Go ahead, Chairman Saines. Come on, you're next.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear friends, I'd like your help in wishing a very happy birthday to Camden County, Georgia today. Chartered on February 5th, 1777, she might be 204 years old, but her vibrancy is still felt and seen in the ice cream being scooped at the Market on the Square in St. Mary's, Georgia, the biscuits being buttered at Steffens in Kingsland, the music being sung at Captain Stan's in Woodbine, and the pork chops being served at Reed's Ponderosa in Tarboro. Camden County, you might be 249 years old, but you are still beautiful as the day my seatmate approved your charter. Thank you.
Oh, he's over there. I see him now. He's nodding his head in approval. So I guess he did do that. Beautiful county, beautiful part of our coast. Representative McClain is recognized. Hey, give the gentleman in the well your attention. This is important.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. You know, today's a very special day. I always say it's special, but there's a nice picture on this, I guess, up. And I'm saying this because 50 years ago today, my firstborn, she's my firstborn, and she probably, we say, the joy of our lives, but it's her and her younger sister are out partying today with my money like always. But I do want to wish her a happy 50th birthday. I know you all think that we're twins. If you see us both, you think we're twins, but we're not. But what I want to say to you, Larissa, thank you very much for being such a joy. It has been a joy for me to, I always say that in May, it'll be my 50th year in this state, and I want to say thanks to this state for being great to me and my family. It's amazing that you can be in a place 50 years, and I'm not going to tell y'all a few other things, but I'm from Oklahoma, and I see the button is yellow, Mr. Speaker. So I'm going to finish talking to Red, but if I can get the House to give my firstborn, Larissa, a nice hand, I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As we say, I'm glad she looks like a mama. There we go. Happy birthday, young lady. Congratulations, dear friend, Representative McLean. Representative Holly. Y'all give the gentleman the well your attention. Representative Holly is recognized for an afternoon order.
Thank you. I see it fitting, if you love America and you are proud to be an American, if you love Georgia and are proud to be a Georgian, will you please rise in honor of our country and our state? You don't have to, but it would be nice. Unfortunately, we were not able to honor this moment yesterday, but on February 4th, our nation saw the election of a very first president of the United States, George Washington himself, not only the commander-in-chief for the Continental Army, but is one who was able to at least establish our nation as a response to the people's will to stand against tyranny for a system of government that had no longer served them. You will see pictured on the monitor to his right is the 69th governor of Georgia, Ellis Arnold, who you have passed as you entered the Capitol to see his stout figure to the right of the Capitol on Washington Street. Fortunately as well, on February this day, so many years ago, towards the end of World War II, himself a proud Georgian and one who appreciated seeing that all were able to participate in fair elections, decided to abolish the poll tax, which unfortunately did not allow for all Georgians to be able to fairly elect someone to represent them. So on this day, especially as we contemplate taxes which are no longer serving the people and systems no longer serving the people, it's good to see that we can honor two good Americans, and thank you for rising in honor of them today.
Thank you, thank you, Representative. Representative Ali is recognized for his traditional afternoon order. Thank you, sir. Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of this House, on the screen is Giovanni. Born in 2010, Giovanni's middle name is Respectful. His other middle name is Atlanta Hawks because he lives and breathes basketball, soccer, and football. But above all, he is a natural-born leader and is looking to be adopted, as is with many children that I have shown y'all. As always, it is at the website itsmyturnnow.ghs.georgia.gov. If you want to make a difference in a child's life, that is the place to do it. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Representative Moore, you're recognized for an afternoon order.
Okay, hello everyone. Representative Donahue and I, who seem to be the foodies of the House, wanted to come and publicly thank Chatham Savannah last night for bringing on the food, bringing on the oysters, coming all the way from South Georgia, all the way up here to the Capitol to do their thing and feed us and our loved ones. And we ate so many oysters, I had to get a chair and sit down, and I ate one less than Representative Donahue. So we wanted to thank all of you all from Savannah for doing your thing. This year was really special. For some reason, it felt that way, and there was a lot of team building in the House. Thank you, guys.
Representative Reese, Stinson, and Griffin, and Nita Hughley. Do you know you were a part of this afternoon order? You do now. I guess you want to be. And Representative Williams,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today we rise to acknowledge that happened virtually for the last 3 days, and today is the final day, is the annual conference of the Georgia Alumni Association of Black State Universities. It was first founded by the alumni of Fort Valley State University, Albany State University, and Savannah State University to highlight the great work of those institutions right here in the state of Georgia. So even though they're meeting online, we want to make sure that they understand that their values and things that matter to them the most, that we hear them here at the Capitol, and we thank them for taking the time to have the 3-day conference. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Shout out to Representative Jackson from Savannah State University alumni. I'm an Albany State University alumni myself. And Representative Stinson represents Fort Valley State. She's out of the room. And Representative Sampson, Albany State University. Representative Prince, Chairman Prince from the Fort Valley State University. Any other shout outs? We on a roll. We got the speaker, honorary graduate of Albany State University.
Mac Jackson.
And Mac Jackson, Albany State University. Thank you. Thank you.
Albany State. Got it. Thank you. Chairman Tyler Paul Smith. You have an afternoon order?
Yes, sir. Real important.
Oh, it's another important one. Let's hear it. Chairman Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of this House, I just rise today to wish my son, Tip Smith, a first birthday. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. The prayers of this House last year when he came 6 weeks early were felt in each and every way, and I just want to thank y'all and ask you to continue to pray for him. His mother's got it figured out. His dad's always working on it. So thank y'all again and happy birthday, buddy. We love you.
That concludes afternoon orders. We have some announcements. For purposes of planning, though, I'll go ahead and tell you that committee meetings that are scheduled for this afternoon, we have a lot of activity this morning. We're going to push back those committee meetings 1 hour. That'll give you time to get some lunch and be ready for your committee meetings. If you're like Economic Development had one at 12:30, for example, that will be at 1:30. All right, we're ready for announcements. Chairman Green, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The State Properties members will meet at 3:30 today instead of 2:30 in room 403. Yeah, please be on time, and we can move our annual conveyance and easements to the Rules Committee. Thank you.
Representative McLean, recognized for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And we all know on your desk today is Working Family Caucus Day. We're in room 310, CLOB. We do have lunch, and today we're talking about homes and homelessness. So please, if you get a chance, come by. We're in room 310, CLOB. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairman McDonald, recognized for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am helping the cause. I am canceling intergovernmental coordination for today. It will not be meeting.
Chairman Gunther, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Judiciary Committee will be, as the Speaker said earlier, at 2 o'clock. We've had it scheduled for 1, but we'll move it to 2 o'clock in room 132. Thank you.
Chairman Irwin is recognized for an afternoon order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, let me
let everyone in the chamber know that we are hosting or having a press conference on the South Steps about the literacy bill. Want to invite everybody to come to it. I will tell you, this is going to change some children's lives in this state. This is a very good thing. Please come with us to the press conference at 1 o'clock on the steps. And education committee members, we will push our meeting to 2 o'clock start, same room, to begin our work in the education committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman Thomas. Recognize afternoon order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Special Committee on Resource Management was initially scheduled for a 9 a.m. start. We will be moving that to 8 a.m. tomorrow, same room. Thank you.
Get your hand, we're going to start. Chairman Jaspers. Chairman Jaspers waves. Love it, man. Representative Lupton. Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Chair. Ladies in the chamber, can you all check your ears, please? Ladies in the chamber, check your ears. I have a loose earring, pink round stone surrounded by white stones. It'll be at my desk, and then I'll hand it over to the Speaker's office in Lost and Found. But if it's yours, yeah, it's not yours. Okay, I'm glad to know. Glad to know you didn't lose it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Williams, you cannot have it. I can go ahead and tell you that. I know Olivia's looking for a Valentine's gift, and that'll only be for one ear. You would try it. I know you would. Chairman Stevens is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As Speaker announced, we're going to meet in Economic Development and Tourism at 12:30. At 1:30. That was for 12:30. We have lunch today. You can still pick that up. And just a caution, whenever you walk out and press a button like I did today and your phone falls on your green from the red button, check that before they lock the machine. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Likely story. Chairman Tarvin, recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Budget and Physical Affairs Oversight will have a meeting today at 1:30, or it may be postponed a few minutes in 406. We've got 3 bills to hear, hearing only, so 406.
406, what time, Mr. Chair? About 1:30-ish, hearing only. So we have Chairman Werkheiser has found something.
It's a Lost and Found Day. I've got a phone of a kid, so if this is your phone or want to adopt it, let me know.
Members, we do have pages. You see them on the boards. So if you have some pages here, join me down at the rostrum. We'll get a photo. That concludes our business of the day. My oversight, Mr. Clerk. Thanks for being on the ball. Clerk is recognized to read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions. Mr. Clerk.
Honoring Officer Brantley Worley. Honoring the work of Lifting Our Voices Incorporated. Recognizing February 5th, 2026 is Cancer Prevention Day at the State Capitol. Recognizing and commending Brianna Drake. Recognizing the Tartan Trot. Congratulating Herbert Hodges, the 2025 Georgia Tree Farmer of the Year. Commending Dr. Latoya Thomas, the Douglas County School System 2025-2026 Teacher of the Year. Recognizing and commending Empiricus. Recognizing of February as National Canned Food Month in the state of Georgia. Recognizing 2026 is the year of the Georgia Birding Trail. Commending Amanda Abbott, Pickett County 2025-2026 Teacher of the Year. Commending the George Walton and James Oglethorpe chapters of the Daughter of the American Revolution's 2025-2026 Good Citizens. Recognizing and commending Joanne Celeste Landegren Gardner. Recognizing and commending Dr. Gloria Duncan on her outstanding public service with Clayton County Public Schools. recognizing and commending Reverend Corey J. Neal on the occasion of his 18th pastoral anniversary, recognizing the work and leadership of Noah McQueen, congratulating Chief Stone Mathis and Columbus Police Department for being named the Georgia chapter of the FBI National Academy Associates Phyllis Goodwin Agency of the Year, recognizing and commending the Junior League movement on the occasion of its 125th anniversary, recognizing the League of Women Voters in Georgia, commending the Emergency Management Association of Georgia, and recognizing February 26, 2026 as Emergency Management Association Day at the state capitol, congratulating and commending Frank and Solomon Nixon Funeral Home on the occasion of its 100th anniversary, commending the Georgia peanut industry and recognizing March 2026 as Georgia Peanut Month at the state capitol. Recognizing the efforts of communities and schools of Central Georgia for their significant contributions to improving student attendance, and commending the efforts of the Forsyth Monroe County Chamber of Commerce for its significant contributions to economic development, community leadership, and the cultivation of local talent through the Leadership Monroe program. And for other purposes, that completes the reading of the privilege resolutions.
Is there any objection to adopting the privilege resolutions? Hearing none, the resolutions are adopted. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Majority Leader of this House is recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that this House stand adjourned until 9 a.m. on Friday, February 6, 2026. Thank you.
Got to rise and shine tomorrow, yes, sir. On the motion of the Majority Leader that this House stand adjourned until 9 a.m. Friday, February the 5th, 2026. All those in favor will say aye. Opposed, no. Oh, wasn't even close again. Ayes have it, we are adjourned. Thank you, members. A good day.